The rest of it just wasn't good.
And we run. Oh, there we go. Oh,
I
hi.
Artemis bad.
Hi, everybody.
I'm
Yeah.
Er, Hello, everybody who was out there show for Happy Mooters Day.
Happy
And
Mother's Day. I'm
Yeah.
deep
Happy Mother's Day.
into the
Hope
hip hop
everybody's
Kingdom Hearts
Mooters Day
going
is
on right
doing
now.
good.
Ain't them Mooders. Mooders Day.
All the Mooters out there.
All the Mooders.
You're all doing fine on this fine Sunday. It's early. We're here early because it's Mooters Day and we got shit to do. So.
Mother's Day.
Mooders Day.
They got stuff to do. Oh, that nigga fumbled.
Damn.
He was all tangled up in himself.
Sorry, Xbox controller. My bad.
Man,
Cameroon.
good on you, brother.
It's been so long since I've seen a wired controller. I didn't know how much I would viscerally react to someone wrapping the cord around it like that again.
Bro, honestly. Because also when you find out that's just not the way you wrap a controller either.
Yeah.
We all had to figure out that the Nintendo
hard
the
way,
Nintendo
bro.
64 way was always the prime way of doing things.
Man.
But I'm like, I keep this cord right here now because I'm like, okay, there's some things on Steam I will happily sit down and just go. That Bluetooth is not reliable enough because it'll click off on certain points and I'll be like, no.
Oh man. So yeah, I've been playing wrestling, and as predicted, I've been going ham in the character creator.
Naturally.
Um,
So, is your PlayStation fixed now?
fuck no.
Okay.
Oh no, it's actually worse.
It's,
I need a new one.
Actually, was.
you said that the disk drive doesn't work on it anymore either?
Yeah,
Holy shit, really?
yeah.
So the HDMI and the disk drive is now.
Yep.
Jesus.
How many physical games do you have?
Me?
Yeah.
After I sell this shit to Cameron, none.
It's time to get you one of them new digital slims, my boy.
I'm just gonna get a slim. Cause for the reason I got it on sale. I got the game on sale, and I was like, this is the reason I got a disc system, was specifically for sales. Like,
No, I feel that. Yeah, that's fair.
and I'm like, okay, this came in the clutch. I was feeling good about it. Popped it in. It wasn't reading. I was all right. Popped in Elden Ring because I borrowed Neo's Elden Ring because he had 2 copies. That's how I was playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing the physical, so I popped that back in because it was just sitting there, and I was like, that didn't work. I popped in some Blu-rays; those didn't work. I was like, you know what? I don't like life. I was thinking about just taking it apart and trying again, and I was like, nope.
I did that with
nope.
with one of my Switches recently.
Mouth,
Don't do
you
that.
I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. I just because I looked up how much replacing just the disk drive costs,
Levitate.
and I was like, that is, yeah, I might as well just get a new system.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's that. But I've been trying my best to get around it at the moment. It's harder with WWE 2K24 because it has a lot of scenes that block remote play.
Mm.
And
Wait, WWE specifically?
yeah, it's like they whenever it goes into like an EA login screen, it'll block remote play.
Mm.
And it has quite a few of those in different areas. So like I can't play in online matches because it'll bring up one of those screens. I also have it downloaded on the PlayStation 4, so maybe I can get past it in there for the first time and then go in the PlayStation 5, but I can't be bothered at the moment. I'm just gonna create these characters until I figure something else out.
Right.
But I figured since I created so many characters last time, instead of just coming up with new people, I would recreate a bunch of these characters and treat it like a new year in real wrestling. So I've been changing allegiances. You know, some people who were bad guys are now good guys. Some people who are good guys are now bad guys. Some old teams have broken up. Some new teams have gotten together, but they're all the same characters. So I'm treating this cast like a new season.
The new cast.
Yeah, I already created a new character because I just vibed something right. So I created a stereotypical Japanese bad boy with blonde highlights and a gold chain.
If it works, it works.
He kicks people,
He kicks people.
specifically in the mouth. That's his gimmick, is kicking people in the mouth and just straight punch them in their shit. I like him. Made him last night when I was in the sleepy days. Can't remember his name.
Not the sleepy days.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what is it? What is it? It's something Shibata. Brandon Shibata. Yeah, that's what it is. I needed a real bad guy. That's what it was.
I've been a nasty girl.
Hate
See
that.
it. Oh. And I swear I'm gonna save all of these characters and their allegiances and make a fucking side scroll and beat them up out of this. Or maybe
Shut
just a
up,
legit
bros.
fighting game.
Happy Mother's
Look
Day.
look into how making a fighting game would work, right? I already got the 20 characters.
Did you guys see that the Retrofix is like hosting some
FGC.
shit now?
Yeah, I've
ha-
seen some of
they
their
come-
posts.
Yeah, you guys should enter. Y'all could win some money. The buy-in isn't even that much.
It's like $10, right?
Yeah.
I see stuff. You know, that's just, you know, a little journey for us, so
Mhm.
It's 30 minutes. I'll be making that journey to y'all all the time.
All the time.
Okay, not all the time. But actually, it was wasn't it yesterday? It was yesterday, right? That they did the shit. So what you could do is, well, Justin specifically, I guess, gym, and then go fight, make some money, make your gas money back.
Make your gas money back.
Again, I would have to. There's a few things I would have to do if I wanted to start. If I actually wanted to get tournament ready.
Because you're going to. You said that you were going to, what do you call it, Evo, right? So
I'm
might as well start
yeah,
practicing.
I'm still technically on the fence about that one, but
I don't even say you got to get tournament ready, Justin. Just go in, see what the you just got to feel it out. Just do you, play how you play, which is like a demon. So do you, and if you run across some monsters, you run across some monsters. If
No
not,
matter how
you just
good
start
get,
dogging niggas.
Justin,
I'm just
you're not gonna be ready until you do it.
well, no. When I say tournament ready, I mean just like. So when I play for Tuesdays, and even when I play in ranked and stuff, I'm essentially playing casually. Like I'm not worried too much necessarily about like what the opponent's doing. Like I'm not worried about frames too much. Like I'm more just being like, I want to do Raven things because Raven things are cool.
do
if
Raven
I'm going-
things for money.
Right. And I'm just saying, I just need a tad bit more preparation. Just like go into the lab a little bit harder is what I mean. Like look at more optimal combos and things like that. Like things that actually do like the most damage.
Is there any game that you feel like you're ready
No.
for
Because
already?
I stopped playing 6 almost entirely.
All right, when's Akuma come out? Because that's when we're all back on 6 in general.
I think
so.
it's the 20th or 22nd.
I think it's the 22nd. Yeah, the 22nd sounds right.
And then
Also,
like Tekken is the closest though.
yeah. So the voice actor for Akuma is also the English voice actor for Gecko Moria, and that is fucking with me.
Oh, that's crazy.
that like those two voices are nowhere
Vastly
anywhere.
different,
And all you hear is that she. Now I see fucking Akuma and I hear the voice and I'm like, no.
Stop it.
And I'm like,
Stop
no,
it.
don't like that.
Stop it.
With the PlayStation tournaments, you should just hit those two, just cause, like.
Oh yeah,
'Cause-
I do want to do one.
Yeah, like I said, when I was playing, bro, I was dogging, and literally I should have won like 3-0 against the last person I was playing against in the finals, who was another king. But I definitely started getting careless, and he almost came back. I was like, you're not winning. But up until that point, I was like, oh, I'm sorry for what I'm doing to you people. My bad.
Mine was completely different. I ended up, well, I won't even say it was completely different. I just got cheesed because I didn't really care about it.
Mm-hmm.
But the person who cheesed me then messaged me talking shit. So
Oh damn.
That's how you know you were
that
doing
was
it right.
interesting. Right.
Hello, Joe. Yes, happy Mama's Day. Make sure you call your mooders. Hope everybody's doing well this Sunday morning. Thank you for being here early with us today.
Yes sir.
Let me see. What else do I need to pull up? All the Microsoft bullshit. I need to bring up the Nintendo stuff. Activision stuff I got up. What else happened this week? I feel like the first 3 days of the week was just nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty bad.
And I think there was a interview with Sarah Bond afterwards too, where she very much gave nothing answers.
Yeah, I saw. I watched a little bit of the
Oh,
interview.
did you?
I did. I think I even responded to it in Discord, but like her reasoning was like, let's see if I can remember the exact thing she said.
For the
or
health
at
of the
least-
company, we had to, do blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Let me see.
and I think they had also she had said something. I don't know. Let me see if I can.
Also, for those in the Discord, go to General and wish Kano a happy birthday from the other day, and also a diabolical gift that he was that he was given.
Oh, that thing was horrible.
He put there's some pictures and they put the reaction in there.
Yeah, that thing was.
Also, not gonna
horrible.
lie, didn't know Joseph was there. I didn't know.
He wasn't.
He wasn't? Oh, okay.
No.
No, somebody sent him the video then, because he posted the video of it. Because I was about to say, I was like, he was there?
No, he wasn't there.
Okay, bet. But yeah, they there's a whole video of his reaction to receiving said gift.
That gift was wild.
It's
Even when I saw
it's
it, I was like,
insane.
It's actually insane.
I had the Randall the other night add me after I kicked their ass. Sometimes those are the good ones, where it's like, you know what, good game. Let's fight again. That's how we got Spider.
That is how we got.
That's
started.
that's how I ran into Spider. We just had some good ass matches in that for a while. It was like, I'm gonna add this guy. The way, yes, cause look at what it is. I'm not even gonna say what it is. You just gotta be in the Discord. Bless you.
Bless you.
This man. I don't know if anybody else is watching Windbreaker, but that last episode, Heat.
Of what?
Oh, Windbreaker.
Windbreaker. Oh, okay.
Oh, honestly, not the last episode. The episode before the last, Heat. The last episode is dope as fuck.
I just need to watch the show.
Jeez. Every episode so far has had a moment. I'm like, yeah, it's that shit. I've had to rewind something in every episode just because it looked cool.
Hmm.
this nigga right here is my spirit animal. Once you get to his episode, you'll see.
Not the nigga with the eye patch. So many tabs open right now.
Are we ready, gentlemen?
I believe so. I'm trying to find one more article.
I'm looking at the time, and I know that drive to Oakland is probably going to be traffic riddled.
Shh, don't you put that evil on me.
Are you heading to Oakland today too?
Oakley.
Oakley? Why Oakley? I thought your mom lives in Stockton.
She's out, we're going out, to see Lisa's mom out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where's Oakley?
That's like little past Antioch.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, this is a whole, there's no transcript. I'm like, I don't want to watch her bad words live.
I don't want to watch your bad words alive.
Oh, you talking about
Sarah
the
Bond.
Microsoft thing?
Yeah. Her nothing words live. I just want to read them. All right. I'm ready to go to bit. All right, gentlemen. Ready when you all are. Do we sound good, everybody out there? Let us know how we sounding. We good? We good? Ready for the countdown when you are, brother.
I bet.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, put my hand back down. Oh, that did not feel good.
He stretches her. He went, oh no.
Yeah, man, that Thai massage last night.
Mm.
Good God. I think she broke down all the scar tissue in my body. Good night.
Those noodles are fucking crack, bro. Oh,
They were really good.
good Lord.
I still have the noodles that we bought last night, and I'm gonna munch them bad boys down today.
Man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm moving there.
Stop it.
I just need
You're
to
not
get my
moving to
money out.
Alameda. You're not moving to Alameda. Man.
I want to. But I want to.
But I want to.
Okay. Alright. You ready? Y'all
Yeah,
ready
because-
for me? 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 179 of the Rusty Rupees podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Darren, and with me I have the boys Justin,
Yeah.
Deontay,
What's up?
and Cameron.
What up, y'all?
First and foremost, welcome. Appreciate y'all for being here as always. Before we get into things, you already know we gonna start off with some housekeeping. If you're here with us live right now, make sure you hit that follow button right here at twitch.tv/rustyrupees or youtube.com/rustyrupees or at rustyrupees, however YouTube decides to get that thing going. Hit that subscribe button there, hit that bell notification so you can see when we go live. You can see the VODs right there at YouTube. You can find us anywhere by looking up Rusty Rupees, anywhere you listen to your podcast services, or Rusty Rupees with 2 Y's on Twitter, because Twitter's some whoos.
Hells.
Episode 178 is currently out for your listening pleasure, so go ahead and check that out. Leave us a review, hit those stars, give us feedback. We appreciate you.
Gracias.
And today it's been a week. It's been a week in the industry as it ever presently is. So today we're going to be talking about Nintendo's successes, Microsoft's clear failures and fumbles, and Activision's in trouble from years ago still. So talking a little bit about that. But beforehand, just round things out. What's going on, boys? How's the week been?
Busy for me, man.
Same.
It's been a hell of a week.
Busy though.
Feels that's
I finally got back into wrestling video games. I mentioned it a little bit in the pre-show, but I bought WWE 2K24. And for those who know me, I spend a majority of my time in this game in the creation suite. Like, I think last time there were several modes of the game that I never touched. And it wasn't because I didn't want to. I just didn't have the time. All of my time went to creating characters and entrances and arenas. I don't know. This is my sandbox. So I'm back in that creation mode again.
just having
and
fun with it.
feels good. Having fun. I've had the game not even a full week now, and I've already created 9 characters. It's a bit of a cheat, right? Because I recreated a bunch of characters from last time, and you can't import characters from the old game, so I legitimately had to recreate them. So time went into them, and I didn't even bother with the move sets. That's where all the time sinks. But physically, I created them, and I figured since this is wrestling and it is the next year, I was going to treat it like the next year in wrestling, like a flash forward to the future, right? So I've decided to change allegiances, change teams, have some people pull some face turns, some people do some heel turns. So some of the good guys from last year are bad guys now. Some of the bad guys are good guys. Some teams have broken up. Some new teams have formed. Keeping it a little spicy, keeping it interesting, for me at least.
Yes, sir.
So, I remember there were HDMI issues, but is there a disk drive issue now? I'm like just starting to put pieces together in my head that like weren't quite making sense. And I sort of just like, when we were talking about it early in the week, I agreed without like really like considering that, hold on a minute, I didn't know about this issue.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm now having a disk drive issue, which is why I contacted you about the physical version, because I bought the physical version, and turns out I just couldn't play it. So
That poor PS5, man.
yeah,
That's crazy.
What you do to that poor baby?
elbow drop that beer.
Not the elbow drop.
I think that's what you want to do to him, my brother.
Right.
That's what I feel like, and it's like, do I want to junk it? I'm want to maybe look into how much just turning in a destroyed system, air quotes destroyed, a non-working system would get me. Put that toward a new system, or if I want to keep this as my eternal remote play machine, right? It will make more sense for me to get a PlayStation Portal then, because this would be dedicated to that, right? I'd have
Definitely.
Oh, right. Yeah, you wouldn't have a choice.
I'd have my other, functioning PlayStation 5, but my PlayStation Portal machine would just be that. And like, if I really wanted to play with anybody, it'd just be all like, look, Technically, I got 2 PS5s, so grab this Portal and let's get down.
Well, right.
Trying to monster hunt, like, yeah. Who knows? But I'll figure it out eventually. I'm not. We're not at the point in the podcast yet where we can be all like, "Oh yeah, just click to donate to the PlayStation 5 fund."
I mean, you
But-
could.
But
Johnson,
yeah,
this is why I'm a
it's
fucking Xbox
specifically because a lot of the viewers are just our friends. I won't.
I mean, you could.
But yeah, we'll figure this out.
Hey.
I kind of need to get this figured out though, being that I'm on a gaming podcast. It is kind of important, but yeah, we rolling how we can. We in the dirt. If
I will-
anything, I am the best commercial for remote play right now.
Right now, I was about to say, especially
The-
with a
the
bunch of the stuff. Shout out to Gravy for the follow. The pure fact that right now there's so many games that just dropped where I'm like, I want to only use my Portal or Steam Decks for certain games.
Mhm.
Animal Well just dropped, and that's free on PlayStation Plus Extra, and I've been hearing nothing but glowing things about Animal Well. There's this other game that just came out, Crow Country, that's kind of like
Yeah, I've heard about that.
yeah, it's a pretty much like a survival horror game, like tank controls, looking more like original Resident Evil, and stuff like that. Hades 2 just went up for early
Mhm.
access, so you know if you got
Yes,
a Steam
sir.
Deck, that's man, Hades 2 so good. We
It's
can
so
go into that
good.
in a second.
I'm really surprised about Animal Well because I don't know if you guys remember. I tried it at PAX and I just couldn't get into it.
Really?
And it's getting glowing reviews.
Do you
so
think
maybe
it's
just
because it
the
was
wrong
in such a
setting.
bite-sized chunk that you played it in?
Yeah, maybe.
Mhm.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like,
it
what was
probably
what was your initial reasoning behind it that you didn't?
I don't know. It was. I don't know. Like, I jumped in at a really random part, so that could have been it, right? I just, people leave the controller and you just sort of like pick it up and play from wherever
Right.
it's at.
Mhm.
So it could have been that. But I don't know. It just wasn't really appealing to me.
Maybe it was like a mix of everything. It could have been that plus it being a bite-sized chunk plus the whole atmosphere of PAX.
Setting, yeah.
Some
Yeah.
games they are
Like
not
the-
just good in a preview sense. Like
Yeah.
it's just too loud. You can't kind of really take in what the game's trying to give you because all of everything else around you. So
Yeah, I had that feeling with a couple of games at Day of the Devs where all like some games I didn't even play just because looking at it, I was like,
Yeah.
I would prefer to play this in a quiet setting.
Right.
Different from where we are right now, which is, very fast paced, very loud. It's kind of like a, get out type of deal. But
Mhm.
I
Mm.
get it. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Cryptmaster just came out this week too.
Oh, so it is out.
Yep.
So I saw someone on TikTok streaming it, and I'm like, I didn't even know this was out.
Yeah, it just came out
Nice.
this week, and then I think there's a bundle deal right now. I think I have it in my cart right now where it's not just Cryptmaster, but they partnered with this other game that's like when you buy both, it's a bundle deal.
Yeah.
It's for 1000 Resist. And I don't even know what that game is, but that's also another game that just came out that I'm hearing everybody be like, y'all need to play this one right here. I'm like, what's happening? Everything's coming out all together, and they're all smaller bite-sized games too. It's not, none of these are big. None of these are the games that we'll be talking about today with all this overhead. It's all of these smaller little things that have popped up on like Steam Netfest or Day of the Devs, stuff like that. That's all creeping up, and everybody's like, "Oh, this shit's awesome."
People are starting to go back to enjoy like original content.
Mm-hmm.
Cryptmaster was a banger, bro.
Yeah, I'm very very much excited about
I feel
that.
like I need like an old school mechanical keyboard to connect to my Steam.
Yeah, so the bundle deal for both of those games, it's 1000 Resist and Cryptmaster right now. Bundle deal for 27, so it's
Oh,
pretty
Oh,
much
that's not bad.
40% off.
Yeah, that's not bad at
that's
all.
really good.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
might have to go cop.
Stop
Yeah.
it, Cam.
But yeah, so a bunch of smaller stuff going on. And so Hades 2 also launched their early access as of Monday.
Mhm.
Justin, how have you been enjoying that so far?
Oh, it's been fantastic. I think I was talking to you a little bit about it earlier. I had to slow down. Um, I was so used to playing like the original Hades and the speed of that game that like I tried to bring that same kind of enthusiasm to Hades too. And then I had to kind of calm down because I have to realize that I'm not as powerful. I'm starting off at level 1 again.
Mm-hmm.
So it took a little bit more strategy and a little bit more kind of going back to my original way of playing Hades, where you have to find out like what the enemies can do, like their attack patterns, like stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But overall, the lore, I've been having a good time, kind of
Yeah, I was gonna ask
looking
because I
into it.
know you've gone through the 10 runs in the original and like beat the
Yeah,
original game. Does the ending of the first game kind of allude to what's going on currently?
not at all.
Okay, all right,
Not
okay.
at all.
So base premise of Hades 2. So you're playing. I keep trying to pronounce her name correctly, and Hecate says it a lot, but I'm Malenoe. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah,
Mel-
yeah, Melanoe. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's the daughter of Hades, so Zagreus' sister.
Hmm.
Um, as of right now in the game, it seems like time has gone on. Like
Yeah,
it's been a decent amount
it's
of
been a
time
bit.
since the
Yeah.
first game. Um, her mother, father, brother, all missing. They're currently Olympus is at war with Kronos, the Titan of
Yep.
Time.
Yes, sir.
Um, and on the
Also,
surf,
their father.
right? Everybody's daddy or
Everybody's
grandpa.
daddy.
Yeah. So everybody's kind of at war, doing their own thing. Hypnos has been asleep the entire time. Like we know that's his thing, but like he's just gone. He's out. He's out,
He's
and
out.
everybody's like, "We'll wake you up someday." Charon's pretty much the one transferring everybody back and forth, just in general, just to safety, no longer as the
Right.
bridge to Hades, because right
Hmm.
now it's just everybody's just trying to survive.
Right.
Um, so there's other Titans that are helping you out. Different like Incarnatus Doom is there. Who's Nemesis is the Incarnate of Vengeance or something like that. Just different family members
Oh, yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah. I
Olympian
see.
line are all
Yeah.
converging, just trying to stop Titan or trying to stop Kronos and everything like that. So as you know, Hades is a roguelike. You go in a run, you die, you come back, and just the great thing about Hades is that every time you die, that's part of the story is you
Yeah.
dying and coming back. And so, um, after a couple times, you'll run into Moros, the Incarnate of Doom, and everything, and he's like, "Oh, I'm here to help you from the Fates."
Hmm.
And so you see how that all carries along, and then you get stuff from the Fates, and that's like, here's a checklist of things to do. So now it's like, okay, now I have goals. Um, her weapon choices are very different from Zagreus. Starts off with the Witch's Staff. She has dual
Hmm.
blades.
I saw the sister blade, right?
Yeah, the
Their
sister
sister
blades. I use the axe. The axe is my favorite so far.
Yeah. I
Heavy
just got
swing.
I just got the ability to unlock the new weapon, so
Okay.
I wanna try out the sister blades.
Yeah.
I've always been a dual wielding fan.
There's a lot of different mechanics in the game now. Just in general, like there's mining. You can fish.
Yeah.
And so all of those things you can do will help you upgrade pretty much your hideout. You can get different boons and stuff like that specifically for the hideout. You get different materials to make the new weapons or upgrade them. Um, like I was telling you, Justin, there's a tarot card system now where
Yep.
it's like with certain items you pick up, you use those to unlock different tarot cards, which can give you just inherent buffs. But you have a cap of using 10, and each card has a different rating or number rating on how many it is. So one card might be 1 point, another might be 3 points. So you have to, mix and match how you want to. But the initial set that they show you, Justin, is like as you spread out, like it'll increase.
Yeah.
So it's more than just that tiny little one. So I have like at least 26 cards on mine at this point that
Oh
like I'm
shit.
able to
That's
get
what you
to.
meant.
Like there's a
Oh,
lot.
okay,
There's
okay,
a lot
okay,
of
okay,
them.
okay, okay, okay.
So it's not just it doesn't just slowly penetrate. It's like nope. There's a lot of these.
Yeah,
The more you
right.
unlock.
Yeah, I just saw the one where it allowed you to get a defiance, so I just saw that one. And the one I've been kind of honing on right now. Initially, I thought the life increase in entering into each stage was good.
Yeah.
But then I realized it just didn't do enough. So I
Two
took
does
that off.
nothing.
Yeah, it does
Two
nothing.
does nothing.
Does nothing. So I've been looking for more cards that add a bit more to my buffs. But no, dude, I've been having a fantastic time with it. Like it's such a very easy pick up, put down.
Mm-hmm. And then just naturally, the game's beautiful, the music's good, the voice acting's great.
Always.
The character
Always.
portraits for each hot god is hot and
Hey,
godly.
I just saw Artemis pop in like in real life. Like she
Oh,
wasn't like
yeah.
She just like, and I was like, hey, Artemis, baby, what's good? Like, yeah, shit, Artemis bad.
Yeah.
Good.
But yeah, so far for an early access game, and so like I was telling you, Justin, the only early access qualities of the game is like some character portraits aren't fully realized.
Right.
So like I noticed when you run into Charon in the first game, he had like you see him in his robes, you see the skeletal face and his hat and everything like that. When you talk to him now, it's just a rope figure. And
Yeah.
so at first I was
I saw
like,
that you meant.
yeah, I'm just like, okay, that's interesting. And then I saw another character later on that also had the same character model. I was like, they're not done yet. So,
okay. Because I saw that his the minifigure had the hat and everything, and then when it popped up to show his avatar, it was the robed figure. So, yeah. I went back and peeped.
Yeah, so they're still making changes on the game clearly, because I think they said they're going to be in early access for about a year or so. But
Which is crazy from what I'm hearing.
Bro.
How close it is. It's like, what y'all gonna do for the next year?
Don't worry about it, baby. Just enjoy the game for what it is. Let them continue. It's essentially like, hey, look, we're giving you this. We'll give you some good shit later. And I'm like, I'm okay with this.
Because the
So how
first
does
game was in
early
early access too.
work?
So basically,
Like, do you pay for the game?
Yes.
Like, you pay for the
Yes.
full price of the
Yep,
game?
full price of the game.
Okay, with the caveat that that some things could.
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay.
Change.
Change, you
be
can give
added
feedback and
to,
everything. Pretty
be
much,
taken
we
from.
are beta testers right now for
Yeah.
all intents and purposes.
We paid them to beta test their game, basically.
Yeah,
Got it.
so like the technical test was I guess that was the stress test to be like, okay, is the game at a state where we could sell it and people
Right.
we can increase as time goes on. And
Right.
so between the technical test was only about a week, they put it in early access. Like I didn't think that the conversion time was going to be that quick on that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was very surprised when I saw that Hades 2 went up on early access. I mean, I bought it immediately.
Oh yeah,
'cause
it's just like take this
obviously
$30.
no-brainer,
That's
but yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, for this amazing ass game that I know about.
Are
Or
you
that I
the
know
only
something
one
about.
that beat the first one still, Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah,
To go
but
back.
knowing
Hey,
that the lore
I'm mad
from
at
the
it.
first game and this one is
Do it.
so
Do it.
different, so
Oh,
I mean,
it
so-
doesn't carry over.
it does.
No,
So it
so-
does, but it doesn't. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, so some of the lore carries over in terms of like Zagreus, Hades, Persephone, like stuff like that. That stuff
Zagreus
carries
in the
over.
game.
We don't know yet.
Uh,
Oh, okay.
As of right
Maybe.
now,
We don't
her
know yet.
entire family is gone.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah. So the one thing they do mention though is Chronos. So like Chronos is mentioned in the original Hades lore. But I don't know yet. I'm not far enough into Hades 2 to know yet how much carries over
Right.
from the original lore.
Right.
You know, like I said, by the state of the game, like I don't even know if you've reached this point yet, but there's like a little flashback showing her when she was a kid.
Yep, I just
Okay,
passed that.
yeah. And so, like, even then, she's just like, I'll save my father, I'll save my
Yeah.
family from Kronos. And I'm just
Yeah,
like,
but-
damn, hold on, you were talking about this when you were a little girl.
A
So,
child.
so now I'm like, time's passed.
Oh, you mean when you were playing hide and seek with Hecate?
With Hecate, yeah.
Wait, is it Hecate?
Hecate.
Hecate. Okay.
Um,
Too
Hecate.
much Japanese.
Yeah, I know
too
it's
much
like you
in my life.
Japanese weave.
Yeah, too much Japanese in my life.
It's Hecate. Yeah.
I too love Mexican beer.
Stupid.
Check your face.
But yeah, no, Hades 2 is an excellent time so far. There's so
Please
many
go-
games to play
please go
because,
do
like I
it.
said, I want to play Animal Well, Crypt Master, all these smaller games. So many things, and then
Wait, when did we see Crypt Master?
Day of the Devs.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was that one that I was just raving about.
Right.
The typing game, yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, so many little games.
So
And then Hellblade comes out not this week. I thought it was coming out on my birthday. It comes out as of the 21st. Um,
Damn.
and so with rolling into Hellblade, so let's get started on real conversations. So Microsoft. So, as of Monday, Microsoft announced several studio closures, some of which being Tango Gameworks and Arcane Austin. So, Tango Gameworks recently of Evil Within, Ghostwire Tokyo, and critically acclaimed award-winning Hi-Fi Rush, which just got ported to PlayStation as of last month. Studio closed. Arcane Austin, and last game they put out, Redfall, which was not good, but still another studio that Microsoft picked up and thinking, let's pick up these studios and support them the way they need to, and we get studio closures.
only to essentially.
And so this is from The Verge, from Ash Parrish. Today, one day after Microsoft announced that it was shut down. No, this is the next thing. I'm sorry. There's several articles from this past week. Where? Let me see.
Microsoft.
Yeah,
Man.
Microsoft tripping.
Let me find the initial one.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, yeah. Oh, sorry. I remember what she said. Now that pissed me off.
What?
Oh, she was like, it's taking a lot more money to make the games, than they're essentially getting back.
Oh,
And I was-
naturally.
Yeah, and I was like, I mean, well, yes.
We'll get to
Like,
Sarah Bond in a minute.
yeah.
All right, so this is as of Monday. So from IGN, from Wesley and Poll, Microsoft has closed a number of Bethesda studios, including Redfall maker Arcane Austin, Hi-Fi Rush, and Evil Within developer Tango Gameworks, and more in devastating cuts at Bethesda. IGN can confirm. Alpha Dog Games, maker of mobile game Mighty Doom, will also close. Red House Studios will be absorbed by the Elder Scrolls Online developer Cinemax Online Studios. Microsoft, currently valued at over $3 trillion, did not say how many staff will lose their jobs, but significant layoffs are inevitable. IGN, as Bethesda comments, Microsoft declined to expand further when contacted by IGN. On Redfall, the disastrous vampire co-op game will now not receive promised updates, including an offline mode and new character DLC, as Microsoft has ended all development on the game. Microsoft said Redfall will remain online to play, and it will provide a make-good offer for those who bought the Hero DLC. The statement so this is from Arcane Austin. Today it was announced that Arcane Austin will close and development will not continue on Redfall. To everyone that has supported the works of Arcane Studio over the years, thank you. Thank you for spending time in our worlds and making them your own. Arcane Leon will continue their focus on immersive experiences where they're hard at work on their upcoming project. Redfall players who purchase the Hero Pass as part of the Premium Buyback Edition or Premium Buyback upgrade will be eligible to receive the value of the upgrade. While there will be no further updates, Redfall servers will remain online. Let me see. In an email to staff by Matt Booty, head of Xbox Game Studios, Microsoft blamed the cuts on a reprioritization of titles and resources. Today I'm sharing changes we are making to our Bethesda and ZeniMax teams. These changes are grounded in prioritizing high-impact titles and further investing in Bethesda portfolio blockbuster games and beloved worlds which have nurtured over many decades. To double down on these franchises and invest to build new ones requires us to look across the business to identify the opportunities that are best positioned for success. This reprioritization of titles and resources mean a few teams will be realigned to others, and some of our colleagues will be leaving us. Here are the changes going into effect.
Damn, they said that?
This is the email. Arcane Austin. The studio will close with some members of the team joining other studios to work on projects across Bethesda. Arcane Austin has a history of making impactful and innovative games, and its pedigree that everyone should be proud of. Redfall's previous update will be its last, and we will end all development on the game. The game and its servers will remain online for players to enjoy, and we will provide make good offers to players who purchase the Hero DLC. Alpha Dog Studios. The studio will also close. We appreciate the team's creativity in bringing Doom to new players. Mighty Doom will sunset on August 7th, and we will be turning off the ability for players to make purchases in the game. Tango Gameworks. Tango Gameworks will also close. We are thankful for their contribution to Bethesda and players around the world. Hi-Fi Rush will continue to be available to players on the platforms it is today. And Roundhouse Games. The team at Roundhouse Games will be joining ZeniMax Online Studios. Roundhouse has played a key role in many of the recent game launches and bringing them to ZOS to work on Elder Scrolls Online. Will mean we can do even more to grow that world for millions of players called home. With this consolidation of our Bethesda studio teams, we can invest more deeply in our portfolio of games and new IP. A small number of roles across select Bethesda publishing and corporate teams will also be eliminated. Those whose roles will be impacted will be notified today, and we will ask that you please treat your departing colleagues with respect and compassion. We will provide our full support to those who have impacted in today's notifications and through their transitions, including severance packages and forward by local laws. These changes are not a reflection of the creativity or skill, the talented individuals of these teams, or the risk they took to try new things. I don't believe that. I acknowledge that these changes are also disruptive to the various support teams across ZeniMax and Bethesda that bring our games to the market. We are making these tough decisions to create capacity to increase investments in other parts of our portfolio and focus on our priority titles. Bethesda remains one of the key pillars to Xbox, with a strong portfolio of amazing games and thriving communities. As we look to the future, there is an impressive lineup of games on the horizon. In 2024 alone, we have Starfield, Shattered Space, Fallout 76, Skyline Valley, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and the Elder Scrolls Online Golden Road. As we align our plans and resources to best set ourselves up for success in this complex and changing industry, our teams across Arcane Leon, Bethesda Game Studios, id Software, Machine Games, ZeniMax, and Bethesda Publishing and corporate teams will be well positioned to build new IPs, explore new game concepts, and expand our existing franchises.
So what it sounds like to me is that they bought these studios, took the best people from those studios, and just essentially got rid of everybody else.
Basically, it's Tango Gameworks specifically that's hitting the hardest.
Because Tango's been around for a while, right?
So Tango Gameworks, this is the company that Shinji Mikami started after he left for making Resident Evil. So this is how we got the Evil Within 1 and 2.
Right.
Ghostwire Tokyo, and then Hi-Fi Rush. And it's specifically the big thing with Hi-Fi Rush being that outlier from the studio.
Right.
Like that, when it got announced, everybody loved it and thought it was cool, fresh, different. Shadow dropped the same day, was not a failure in any sense of the word.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a matter of what is it to these studios that makes their games a success.
Right.
If you get a game that did good, critically acclaimed, been consistently winning awards throughout the year, still to this day, it's been winning awards at recent shows,
right,
and your studio still closed, then what's the point?
What do we know how much Hi-Fi Rush made?
Let me see if I can look that up.
Maybe that's the, because the thing is with a lot of these corporate entities is always just the bottom line. Like, to be fair, a lot of these corporate entities, they pretend to like the awards, but if the awards don't bring them anything monetary, they might just not fuck with it. Like, it might not care. You know what I mean?
So
because I feel like them is just bottom line.
this is
It
from
could-
April. This is from April of last year. Xbox X Hi-Fi Rush was a success in all key measurements of mid rumors of poor sales. This is as of April of last year. This thing came out like February, March, and they were like, "Yeah, it did good."
Jesus.
That doesn't matter to these corporate bigwigs. They
Nope.
look at. They might not even really take these numbers into consideration. Like, they will look at a company like this as a whole, Bethesda, look at that Bethesda wing and be like, all right, we need to cut something here. What are we going to cut? This, it's not like, oh, this studio did a good job, we should keep them. It's like, who do we credit with doing a good job in this studio?
We
Save
keep
them,
Yep.
get rid of everybody else.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep.
And so, following up on this, because you asked about the sales, so the next day after all of these announcements with studio closures, this is from Ash Parrish from The Verge. Today, one day after Microsoft announced that it would shut down 4 of its game studios, Matt Booty, head of Xbox Game Studios, held a town hall to discuss the division's future goals. We need smaller games that give us prestige and awards, Booty told employees, according to internal remarks. So, like Hi-Fi Rush? Let's see.
Right.
For some listeners on the call, it was a surprising goal. Microsoft had just shut down the Japanese developer Tango Gameworks, which was coming off of the small, prestigious hit title Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush, which was a surprise release last year, was praised for its innovation and charm. The rhythm action game featured music, blah, blah, okay, for what it was. Just 4 months after its release, Hi-Fi Rush hit 3 million players. During the 2023-2024 Game Awards
Damn.
seasons, it picked up several awards from the Game Awards, the Game Development Choice Awards, and a BAFTA. While Microsoft hasn't shared sales data, it's apparently happy with the game. When the room, so this is what I was talking about from the quote from last
Right.
year from Aaron Greenberg.
Right.
By all accounts, including Microsoft's own, Tango Gameworks made a hit and something hopefully unlike anything it had made before. Before Hi-Fi Rush, Tango, yeah. So everything I've stated before. So I want to give the team. I want to give the teams a creative platform and go push their ability, push their ambitions. This is from Phil Spencer back then. So, how are you going to, at a town hall, just close down a studio that did exactly what you said
that you want.
that you want? and apparently, some of these
this could
studios were in
be
the
over
process
Booty's
of
head, though.
pitching like Hi-Fi Rush sequel and all that too. They were in the middle of trying to do that.
Again, I'm kind of online with what Deontay was saying. I think
This could
I
be
think
over
they took
Booty's
the
head.
Hi-Fi Rush team, or whoever was working on that game, and or had the idea, like came up with the idea of that team,
Whoever
and
they credited with the success.
exactly brought them in, and was like, yeah, everyone else that's like was just essential to getting the game done. Oh, we have them, so y'all can go. Yeah, so
See the people who do the physical, the groundwork in getting the game built, like the actual bare bones work. They see those workers as expendables. It's the same as someone who's turning screws in a warehouse or something like that, right?
right.
Even though they're the person who's last on the product line, and it's them who's actually putting the sweat and the hard work in to make sure all the screws are perfectly tight and everything's in the right place. They're seen as expendable.
Yeah. And Microsoft is like, we got them already. Like, we have a shit ton of them. Like, we can take people from a bunch of different inside studios and grab them, like, if we need them. So y'all can go. Like,
But there's a
we'll
difference. There's a difference from the talent though to the studios working on it. You can move the talent somewhere else, but now they're part of a team that's not working on this shit that
Yeah.
you're talking about.
They don't care.
Yeah,
Of
they
course-
don't
of
care.
course,
Yeah,
that's what-
that's what I'm saying.
Big
Yeah.
wigs up top. There's
Like,
no
it
misunderstanding.
really-
The big
it's-
wigs at the top, the shareholders, they don't give a
it-
fuck.
The,
Yeah,
the-
there we go.
the one thing that's important to remember, because we know the faces, we know the Phil Spencers, we know the Matt Booties. Neither of them are on the board of Microsoft.
Mhm.
Neither of them are. It's Satya Nadella, I think that's how you pronounce his name, who's the CEO
Oh, yeah, that-
of Microsoft,
Let me
right?
see. What was
Both
one of the
on the
quotes from
board.
him?
and the people directly under him, who are all people none of us as gamers know.
Right.
We've not seen their faces. Like, we can look them up.
Yeah,
But
right.
as
right,
far
right.
as like how we recognize these other people, we don't know them.
Mhm.
They have that shield, and there's a clear divide between them as business people and the gaming world.
Mhm.
We are numbers. Even us as fans are just
Absolutely.
numbers. We're just a different type
Absolutely.
of number.
Yep.
So when it comes to this, as much as we try to push and scream and rant, that's honestly what Matt Booty and Phil Spencer are there for. They
Yeah.
are the shield for corporate.
Mhm.
So when we get mad, we sling shit at the faces we know.
Mhm.
Right,
And I will say,
right.
like, Matt Booty, not so much. I don't know about Matt
Nah.
Booty right now. Phil, I'm like, I know Phil's hurting right now, because
Mm-hmm.
he's the mouthpiece for the Xbox side of things. He's the
Mhm.
one that everybody will instantly think about and go, but you told us this.
Right.
And this
And-
isn't.
Yeah, facts.
I want to be clear. This
Mhm.
isn't me defending anyone in corporate, right? But this is the reality of even the people we recognize have puppet masters.
Oh, absolutely.
And so the biggest thing with these studio closures, because let's be real, we've been getting layoffs left and right all fucking year. This is unfortunately not a new occurrence. The thing that we consistently say we're very much now getting jaded to. But the big thing about Microsoft doing it is now we're looking at them like, okay, now we're going the Embracers route, huh? Did you
Mhm.
bite off way more than you can chew, and now you're
Yeah.
starting to consolidate?
Or are you doing it as like a or did you essentially do this as a business move already, where you
So-
were thinking about bringing in these companies to
There-
consolidate them?
But that's
There
not the
are a
point, though.
couple
You're not going to buy
there
something
are-
just to close it. Like that's counterproductive. It's
You know,
it's
okay,
counterproductive.
so
Is
there's
it
a-
though?
there are
Is it?
weird tax benefits to doing this that are along the
Mhm.
way. The same reason that HBO made the Batgirl movie, filmed the entire thing, and never released it for tax reasons. There's a weird benefit, and I can't explain it because I'm not that smart. But there's a weird benefit to doing shit like this.
Mhm.
But another thing that could have happened, it's on my mind, is last year, Xbox could have been given a fiscal year, not even last year, a couple of years ago, they could have been given a set time to say, hey, do this, and we need this as a return. You have as much free reign as you want to buy this, do that, whatever. And then once that time came up and Microsoft was like, we don't like what we've gotten, we're taking the reins. People who work for Xbox said it is no longer Xbox, it is now
Microsoft Gaming.
division.
Yeah.
Yeah, Microsoft Gaming. Yep.
And that could be a lot about it. It could be the hands from the top just looking down one day, not following along the whole time, just
Right.
looking down one day and saying, we don't like what we see, we're going to take over.
Also,
And that's daddy Microsoft at this
Yeah,
point. That's
and-
like
and-
big hands.
Yeah.
Microsoft.
and I ain't trying to go conspiracy theory, but also Monopoly. I'm just saying.
That's
Is.
always,
And
that's
so-
always the goal.
Yeah, because it's
Monopoly?
like
It's not even a conspiracy theory.
we already over the
Right.
past couple years, I've very much been saying, let them buy the shit. Fuck it, let's let it happen. Now I'm
Yeah.
like I regret everything about
Yep.
this, because the biggest thing, and so I was listening to the Kind of Funny Games cast when they were talking about this. Was Greg Paris and Gary Whitta were talking about it, and Gary Whitta was bringing up the best point is that because of if a successful studio like Tango Gameworks can get shut down when they know their game was good, when they know that it was a success, when it was everything exactly what Xbox was saying they wanted, was something different to stand out, and Hi-Fi Rush was that, and they still get closed down, what message does this send to every other studio that Microsoft
Yeah,
bought?
that ripple effect is dangerous.
And
it shows everybody that no one's safe.
nobody's
in
safe.
general.
You can't be good. You can't just be good. That's the thing.
Right.
You can't just be good. And also, it is hard to be creative when you have that fear, when you have the
Right.
fear of fucking up, because you can't create that way. You're gonna
But
have
you-
to stumble
But
along.
you didn't. But they didn't fuck
But-
up.
and that's
the
and
bad
exactly,
part. Like,
exactly,
they didn't fuck
Ex-
up.
and that is
They
exactly
did
my
exactly
point.
what this man has just said.
Exactly,
Hey,
and
we
that's
want this, and they were
why
like, we
there's
did this
fear.
already. Like,
And that's exactly why there's fear. Because if they're looking at Tango Gameworks and saying Hi-Fi Rush was a successful banger and they still got closed,
Right.
and so with this being said, Hellblade 2 releases May 21st. What is
Oh,
this
if
about to do
they
for Ninja Theory?
fucking Shut down Ninja Theory. I'm
yo,
gonna be
hey, if don't you
mad.
dare.
But
Don't you
this
dare
but this
shut
is the
down Ninja
reality.
Theory.
This is the reality though. This is the like unfortunately it's Arcane Austin Redfall was not a banger.
It wasn't.
Redfall did not do good. Hi-Fi Rush is not that. So if unfortunately if we are talking closures, if out of the two, I could see Austin way more.
Right.
But Tango Gameworks being as creative as they have been, and their game getting closed down still, and their studio getting closed, that's sending a message to all these other studios. So with Hellblade 2, when it comes out, if that's not exactly what probably the first game was, who's to
honestly,
say?
dog, I'm gonna say this because of how everything's been going. I'm a bit fearful that in the next few years, like it's only gonna be like 3 major groups. Like we're just producing all the video games.
And that's already what it is.
Microsoft.
Yeah, Nintendo, Microsoft, what, Sony?
And then, like, right now, there's even still debates on if Microsoft is going to put Call of Duty on Game Pass. So, like, this is one of the things that Paris Lilly was talking about is that, like, especially with the Call of Duty thing, if they're closing down these studios with these unique games, because let's be fair, the point of Game Pass is it is the Netflix of games.
Yeah.
Here's this service that will allow people to try games they probably would have never touched before because they have Game Pass. But if you're now starting to take away this library of diversity of games and you're only focusing on these big impact titles that they're talking about, so this is the Halos, the Gears of Wars, the Elder Scrolls, like if it's not one of the main titles, then what's the point of Game Pass now?
Yeah, you now turn from Netflix to like a Tubi.
And then if they don't put Call of Duty on there, then it's like, so you're not putting your first party titles on Game Pass.
Right.
Wait, I can't.
Is
let that
Hi-Fi Rush
pass,
getting
bro.
pulled?
Tubi can't be out here catching strays. They doing good work.
No, I'm not saying they're
Doing
not doing
good
good, but
work.
aren't they
saying,
very specific though? Like,
if
don't
I
they
make
only
a
do specific
movie,
stuff?
chances are it's gonna be on Tubi.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Let's
It's
keep it
very
solid. Let's keep it solid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's looking a little harder for me to get on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So are they pulling Hi-Fi Rush from Game Pass
It's
now?
still they said it's still
They're
going to
not
be available to
either.
buy and all that. They're not getting
Yeah.
rid of the game, but it's just we just know there's not going to
Studios
be
go.
Yeah,
anything
they
else coming
aren't-
from them.
They aren't going HBO Discovery with it. You know what I mean? They're gonna erase it forever.
Mhm.
Fucking rest in peace,
Yet-
Infinity Train.
And also, Limited Run Games is still working with them to put out a physical version of Hi-Fi Rush too. So that's
Okay.
a good
Yeah.
thing.
I also read that there's talks of Hellblade coming to PlayStation as well. Have you guys read anything?
Yeah,
about
I've been
that?
seeing that around too. But that's just more telling. It's now why.
Yeah, exactly.
It's now why. You bought all these studios. Yes, it's been several years since Microsoft has purchased a lot of these studios. So now the games are finally coming to fruition of what's being made. But it's
Right.
like, okay, a year after the game's made and fuck them.
Dog.
Look, I just need, like I said, I hope all the people who've been affected by these layoffs can somehow find a way to form something of their own. You know
Facts.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm a big wrestling fan. It's no secret. We started off the show with me talking about wrestling, but it's just kind of what happened with WWE, who had total control of the West for the longest time, to the point where people were losing their jobs left and right. We heard about what was it? was it a Black Tuesday or something like that, where several people got fired. But this has been a trend for a long time. You had a group of people who said, "We can do this," and I guess I feel a specific way just because of the space we're in a lot. The people we know going to PAX and stuff, a lot of people who are developing games and trying to get off of the ground with their own ideas themselves and hoping to somehow end up at one of these companies, but are now seeing what these companies are doing to the developers they already have. Like, I want a Cody Rhodes in games. You know what I mean? I want the AEW start. I want these people who are air quotes indie to group up and say, "Nah, we are going to do this, and we're going to create a landscape where we have the freedom to develop and not worry about a corporate hand coming down to smack us." Um, I hope it happens. Um,
That
'cause
would be incredible.
yeah, as it stands, this is looking really bleak, and it's getting worse. We talk about this a lot, where it was. We've been doing this podcast 5 years now, and I want to say over the past 2 years, we've talked about layoffs so much. But this last year specifically,
It's
it has
been
been so
ridiculous.
frequent to the point where when we had a couple of weeks where we didn't, it was noticeable and it was
Right.
refreshing. We're all like, "Oh my gosh, we don't have to talk about layoffs." And the very next day, we shouldn't have said that shit out loud.
Yeah,
Honestly.
right.
The very next day, layoffs, and then it's been like that every week since. So
And from like big companies too, like companies who are like you would think. Obviously, like I know there's no such thing as a company that's too big to fail. Like we know that.
Yeah.
But when you think Microsoft is huge.
It's like
man.
here's the overhead for these studios to take these risks, to do creative things because they have backing from Big Daddy Microsoft.
right.
Now let's take a chance because we're able to. Nope. Yeah. No. Nah.
it's uncomfortable.
Be like, hey, look, we look for those that didn't do well, like we get it, but for those that did, oh, too bad, right? Like other people, like from the outside, are like, yeah, we know that Redfall didn't do so well, but again, the fact that Hi-Fi Rush did great, like how do you sit both of those people down in the same room and give them the exact same conversation? Like to me,
Also,
that's wild.
we've said for like the longest time, like what Xbox lacks is like good first party titles. We keep saying it, right? Xbox doesn't have games. Xbox doesn't have
We
games.
kept saying it's Halo, Gears of War, Forza, and then
That
now
was
they've
the-
got this diversity, and now they're like, nah.
That was
Nah.
the whole point of the excitement about them acquiring these.
Absolutely.
things. It wasn't because, oh, we want Xbox to own everything. It was like, this is a chance for them to fill the gap that
To
they've
diversify,
had for
yeah.
years,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
To diversify, for them to then first off, it was already iffy trying to, as a corporation, pulling those moves and positioning themselves is just trying to make their gaming division better. But as fans, are hopeful, wide-eyed fans, we bought the lie. And at this point, yeah, lie. What is happening now is a slap in the face to absolutely everyone involved. Absolutely everyone. The people who worked for those acquisitions, the people who, and that's on both ends, the people who were out there being the faces of this, the people who believed that this would be better for the world of gaming, and most importantly, the people affected the most are the people who worked in these spaces, the people who, whether or not they were moved or fired. And yes, we are definitely, our hearts are with the people who lost their jobs because they are
Absolutely.
affected the most. But you are a pawn And this was nothing more than just a large reminder that you're nothing but a number to these people. You're nothing but a piece to be moved around or thrown off the board completely. And then to do this, this is like an extreme example. This is like being in a classroom, a kid giving the wrong answer, the kid being taken into the hallway, you hear a bang. The teacher comes back in and says, okay,
Bang.
who else has an answer? Like dead ass.
Yeah, no facts.
That's
that was
what it's like
actually
for-
a really good analogy. It's like we ain't gonna say nothing.
You,
Nope.
what
You're
else
scared-
can you
you're scared
do?
to even give an answer, even if you think that answer is the correct answer.
No,
just
no,
a
no.
slight
It's
chance that
worse.
You could be wrong.
It's worse. It's when you give the correct answer and you still get brought into the hallway and they go
Exactly,
back.
Well, that's
right?
what I'm saying. Well, that's the fear. It's like at this point you're starting to second guess, like what even is correct.
What even
Right.
is the, what even is the answer?
What even
right?
is the right answer? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just like I thought I was good. I thought we were in the clear. I was about to give another answer, and he said,
I'm also worried about like what options does someone who essentially has like centered their life around game developing. What other option is there after you essentially get let go from a game developer? You know what I mean?
That's
Is it to go to another game developer and potentially
That's
have
what
the
I'm
same thing happen to you
And
again?
that's
why
like,
I'm hoping
like-
something new comes about.
Jesus.
Or I don't want to make it sound hokey, but something air quotes for the people. You know what
Right,
I mean?
right,
Like,
yeah.
but it's
There
so
has to be
hard.
something
It's
for
so
these
hard
people.
on what that is, because that was Tango GameWorks.
Right.
Tango GameWorks was that. That was
Right.
the so that Shinji Mikami could go back and make, here's these Resident Evil games that I used to make. Here's these horror
Mhm.
games that I used to do with some passionate members of my team to do something and bring back horror games to what they used to be. Because remember, they got very action based for a while.
Yes, they did.
And then
yeah.
Evil Within came out and be like, here it is. Here's what
And
we
that
and
was
this is
that
before
sh-
and this is
Yeah.
before the Capcom started getting back on their shit.
Right.
And so like Shinji Mikami left the company last year too. So who knows, that might have been writing on the wall where he's like, you know what, we got bought out by another big company.
Yeah.
I don't
wanna
know
be
if
back
this
here
might
again.
be-
Yeah. I don't want to be back here again. Yep. Bro, if he pops up with another, he just pops up. He's just like another company. Just like yeah, exactly what you guys were talking about. Yeah. I had to dip. Like I couldn't be bought again. Hell no.
It sucks, man.
Hey, again, it sucks that at the bottom line of it, bro. I was actually thinking about this like while we were talking. The higher you go in essentially the pecking order, the more money matters. The lower you go in the pecking order, the more the game matters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think that's a telltale. You know what I mean?
Because,
Like,
So not to-
further
not
up
to-
you're getting,
not to
you're
break
getting
more
further
into
and
this.
further away from the player themselves, right? So the more up you're going, you're getting further and further away from the
Yeah.
actual player base.
yeah.
So then it becomes just about numbers, right?
hmm
So not to dig more into this, because at this point, this is just, like I said, I haven't looked into it enough. I'm not smart enough as a person to really sprout this out. So this is just a theory or a question, if anything. So I know last year there was talk of ZeniMax employees trying to unionize, and I know the steps take a while. I want to know, one, if they were ever successful, if that is still in the process, and if this was possible, like retaliation in certain forms are illegal in the workspace, and they are, well, retaliation is hard to prove in the workspace. That's kind of one of the functions that unions provide, is they kind of like, they're good at helping you prove your case when it comes to retaliation, specifically in the form of trying to join a union or something like that, right? There's currently this thing going on with AAA and the Teamsters, but that's some whole other thing. I wonder if this was either retaliation of some sort, or if this was a move before the finalization of any union contracts, so they could, make the moves they want, slim down before they're unable to. But I don't know. That's, like I said, not smart enough. Me just throwing out questions, but it's making me wonder, because I remember that being a thing, and just as of late, union busting has been popping up in media and business a lot, especially with all corporate mergers and layoffs that have been happening over the past 6 months and shit like that. So I don't know. This is something to consider as well.
So much. And I guess Microsoft's Xbox is planning more cuts after studio closings too. So this is from Jason Schreier. So this is, I believe, a day after all the initial stuff. So the cuts aren't done. And a lot of people are speculating, just like, and once again, does this have to do with the Activision Blizzard acquisition? You spent all this money and now it's time to shake things up because you got to readjust for what you spent. So
Probably, honestly. Not to say too much about any of the companies that I've worked for previously, but one of my past companies just kind of went bankrupt after doing something similar. Just made a bunch of decisions that they shouldn't have, thinking that they were going to be able to recoup. Did not plan for literally the weather. And then because of that, they ended up having to, air quotes, having to sell off a bunch of stuff that they had just purchased, and were never able to recoup from that self-inflicted wound.
Embracer.
So right, yeah.
Which also they announced that there's going to be a new Lord of the Rings and new Hobbits movie in development.
Oh,
Oh,
Am
that's
I
nice.
gonna be in it?
you said a Hobbit movie or both?
Both.
Yeah, both.
Oh.
I should be in it. That's gonna be me.
And
They're gonna cut my
so
scene.
on the opposite end of bad news, so while Microsoft is a shitstorm right now, Nintendo, on the other hand, as shit as they are, so bad side for Nintendo, so you will no longer be able to upload your screenshots or videos or anything like that over to X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Within the next couple months, they're going to be taking that feature away. So they're like, if you want to, you have to download it through the mobile app and then post it on there. So they're just pretty much ending
Nintendo
agreements
give it.
with them.
You know what I bet it
Nintendo
was?
take it away.
They probably looked at it like a video of Elon Musk and was just like, we don't want to fuck with this.
Yeah, I feel that's what that just is. They're like, but
It was just the Nintendo office, and they were just watching.
Gotta get
that
out of Dodge.
video of this man awkwardly walking around without a shirt shaped exactly like the Cybertruck.
Stupid.
They're all like, it's not a good look for us.
So as of Sunday night, so there's a statement from Nintendo. This is Furukawa, president of Nintendo. We will make an announcement about the successor of Nintendo Switch within this fiscal year. It has been over 9 years since we announced the existence of the Nintendo Switch back in March 2015. We'll be holding a Nintendo Direct this June regarding the Nintendo Switch hardware lineup for the later half of 2024, but please be aware that there will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during this presentation.
Did I tell you? See, this is why I'm like, okay, cool about this. I'm just okay, cool. Nothing can ever hit me as hard as the first reveal of the Switch. Like, I don't know what it was about that, but the very first reveal of the Switch almost made me tear up.
It was the click. They got you hypnotized.
The click got me hypnotized. It was seeing it on screen and then picking it up and then having it mobile, and then I don't know, something about that entire first
It was
ad.
everything what we saw the Wii U and thought the Wii U should have done, and then they're like, nope, this is what we were working for. This was Iwata's dream. This right here. This was Iwata's dream.
And we saw the concept essentially, right? With the
Absolutely.
like what they were trying to we saw essentially
the
where they were
vision.
trying to go. Yeah, exactly.
We
yeah,
saw
yeah,
the- we
yeah.
saw the
that a lot,
vision.
though, right?
Huh?
They do that a lot. Like this sort of like proof of concept in like a previous generation. Something they try out a version of something, and then we see it come to fruition.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like how the Virtual Boy finally became something on the Switch?
Oh man. Right. And so I'm
Now
glad
they
that
just need to give us a Power Glove, and I'm all in.
give it time.
Hey, make sure you got XXLs, man.
Stupid.
Oh, for sure, right?
We got big hands, man.
Tiny hand ass man.
Tiny, I'm DeMarcus.
It
All
won't be a
right.
glove no more.
I'm-
though. It'll just be
Once
flat.
again, tie this back to wrestling because it always comes back to wrestling. There's a pair of AJ Styles gloves on my wall, and they stay on my wall, and they are not to be worn. You know why they're not to be worn? Because they don't fit. The person at the merch table told me, no, they'll fit all. Yeah, yeah.
One size fits all.
One
Shut the
size
fuck
fit.
up.
You lying ass. I
I
got
hate
these
that.
little. Bro, feel like I got baby fingers every time I put them on.
You know, eh.
Like little, they end in the middle
Yep.
of
See,
the web, so you wiggle your fingers and you feel like a sea person. I'm a little
Gee.
AJ Styles sea person. I'm a f-
I
I'm
hate
a
when they say one
phenomenal
size fits all,
fish.
man. Hey,
And so
Phenomenal fit.
I'm glad we got.
Are you gonna do the Styles splash?
Stop
I hate you.
wrestling.
Oh man.
wrestling.
Keep it in the kickback. But-
Hey, this is dirty advertising right here.
But so I'm glad that they gave a statement saying, "Hey, don't expect it here, but we'll have news coming soon." It's coming out in March again, bro. I think it'll be by end of February or March.
Next year?
Whatever. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because they did say that it's coming by fiscal year 2025, so that's by March.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Damn.
My biggest curiosity is how they're gonna handle backwards compatibility.
Bro,
'cause you know
like,
it's happening.
We don't know, bro.
I guarantee
for
it's just
sure
going
gonna
to be a
happen.
better Switch. There's no
Yeah.
reason for them to do anything crazy
I don't know about
all.
them, bro. I don't know about them, bro.
Here's why.
There's
Here's
no way they're pushing
exactly
this many
why.
But look, you
games
say
out at the
there's
end.
No.
need.
Here's
But look,
exactly
does
why.
Nintendo
Shush.
go by necessity?
Here's exactly why. Because we got Nintendo profits spanning from 1981 to 2023. In the past 7 years, Nintendo has made more money than they've ever made since 81 to 2016 combined.
Look.
The Switch has made them more money than all of those years combined.
I would believe.
That's
I would have more faith
Bro.
in them not doing something goofy if I had like more precedent outside of maybe Zelda and Game Freak that were like, hey, something works.
The
let's
Switch
not
is
change it.
far too successful. Far too successful for them to
When
not...
else has Nintendo itself said something works? Let's not change it.
True. But once again, in 7 years, they've made more money than fucking 25,
Look,
25,
I
35
understand.
years.
What you're saying makes perfect sense. It makes 100% perfect sense. What I'm saying is Nintendo doesn't
will
make
Nintendo.
sense.
I will say this though. I will say this. If they call it if they call it the Switch 2,
Which they won't.
and I hope they don't.
They will not.
If they call it the Switch 2, the only thing I don't think they'll change the cartridges.
I'm
I
putting
don't.
$10 in
Yeah,
the
I don't
pot
think they'll
right
change the
now
cartridge.
saying they won't call it the Switch 2.
Oh, no.
Like,
Definitely not
Yeah,
that.
I don't think they'll change the cartridges though. I think I think they'll let it rock. Like I
Now,
think
they're gonna change them
they'll-
on low key, and they're gonna make them taste like strawberries instead of
that-
shit.
that defeats the object, Deontay.
We
they
already set the
specifically
precedent that
made
they
them
taste
that
like
shit.
shit.
They did that on purpose.
They did
Yeah,
that
they
on
did that on
purpose so
purpose.
kids wouldn't do that.
yes.
But I don't think much about this system will be different. I think it's going to be more powerful. It's going to use the same cartridges. You'll still be able to use your Joy-Cons, all that shit. Like
Yeah.
the
like
base of
Darren
the
said,
system will
it's
very
too
much be
of
the
it.
same.
I heard the taste goes away the longer you keep the cartridge too.
I don't.
I
wanna
forgot
test
where
that
I
out.
heard that, but I heard that somewhere, and I don't have any physicals. But that
that's
shit made me laugh, thinking that somebody was like a year and a half in, it just picked up a game, was like, I wonder if this still tastes bad. It's like,
can I just say, like me and you demonstrate like perfectly the difference between the two types of like Nintendo players, right? Because you're here over here, you just said I don't have a single physical,
Meanwhile,
no,
right? And over
No.
here I have fucking hella. It's like
yeah,
it's crazy, crazy.
yeah, that digital physical thing, yeah, crazy.
yeah. I just, I don't know. I've been stolen from before.
Oh, that's
I
fair.
feel
Yeah,
that.
that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
It's a trauma response.
Hey, dog, you ain't lied.
I feel he's like they can't get me
Yeah.
on my Nintendo log, so you can steal the system. You ain't stealing these games,
Right.
Playboy.
Playboy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely think at the very least, like they're gonna have a way to play your old games. There's no way that they're pushing out this many games at the end of the life cycle.
Oh
of the
yeah, it's
Switch.
gonna
They
be the Nintendo Switch Virtual Console.
Nah.
Gonna hit you in the
You-
mouth with that shit. You all gonna be mad.
No.
Yeah.
You're gonna be able
I
to play
don't
these
play a Switch like
cartridges
that,
and
no.
whatever the next one is. And I'm inclined to agree with Darren, especially with what I was just talking about last episode about how the Nintendo Switch has had access to a lot of these things already, but they've just capped it due to maybe battery issues or whatever it is. Like the Nintendo Switch has always been able to play these games in 4K already, so I don't see them changing much. Name wise, what do we think?
I'm going Switch 2.
Nothing comes to
Switch
mind.
Pro.
The new
Nope.
Nintendo Switch?
I don't even think it'll.
I
Have
wanted
Switch
to
in
say
the
new.
title.
That was last generation. The Switch
I don't-
Deluxe.
Super Nintendo Switch?
I don't think it'll have Switch in the title at all.
You don't think the Switch will be in the title at all?
Nope. I don't.
You think it's
so.
gonna be an entirely new name?
I
Super
think
Switch?
I think they're gonna leave Switch behind.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
Because the whole point of the Switch is like being able to switch between
Yeah, I don't
handheld and
I don't think
console,
they're gonna
right?
Change it.
Like that
Mhm.
was
But Nintendo will find another word to play with.
the swap.
They always do.
The
They
Nintendo
always fucking
swap.
do.
Ah!
Like now that we,
I
you
would
also
hate
gotta
that.
remember, it's like we've lived with the Switch for X amount of years, almost a decade.
7 years of the Switch now.
The gimmick is it's in the company now. You know what I mean? It's if they keep this idea going, it's just what Nintendo does now.
What did the U stand for in Wii U?
I don't fucking know.
You don't know.
Bro, the Switch sold more consoles last year than the Wii U sold in its lifetime. Whatever.
Yeah, that's not saying much though.
It isn't, but it was bad marketing. Nobody knew what it was. It was confusing. Everybody thought that it was an attachment for the Wii. Like, there were so many wrong moves made with the Wii U, while the Switch has none of those issues, and I don't think they're going to perpetuate any other of those kind of issues with its
Not
successor.
anymore.
No.
Yeah, no, not anymore. Not like I said, we've seen the concept. Now they've finalized it, which is why I'm like, I don't see them
They just be innovating on perfection. Like,
Exactly. reinventing the wheel, as it were.
I was gonna say, if anything, that would be even more of a reason for them to abandon the Switch name moving into a new console generation.
and confuse people again.
Yeah, no, I mean, leave it there. Leave it alone. Leave Switch alone. Let people know that this is a new console generation, so you won't think that your old shit can run these new games just because it has Switch in it. Just like you thought you could play Wii U games on your Wii because it had Wii in it.
So you really think that they're going to essentially create a whole new console? Like, seriously?
I don't think so.
It's been 7 years, dog.
It has.
Yeah, but
And like we've
How long
said,
is the
money
console
talks, and
generation?
they made too much money for them to go, yeah, we're we're gonna change this.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I agree with Deontay to a fault. Like, I do feel like they could. Like, Nintendo absolutely could. But will they? Like, that's the thing.
And why?
And
as
why?
well.
The biggest thing
Right,
is
and
why.
Yeah. Like, because
they've
if
said
everyone's gonna buy the new console anyway, like,
they're making sure people are buying the new console. And like I said, I don't think it will be an exponential change to what the console does. I'm not saying that at all. But the naming convention, I don't think they will keep.
God, that's actually if it. To be fair, if this comes to fruition, like you say, it's gonna suck. Like,
what if? I mean, I don't think this is gonna happen, right? But what if the new console, rather than being a replacement for, but ends up being a companion to? So the Switch stays as being its own thing, and it's the handheld system that you take and go with, right? And they put out a just a console, like a home console. It doesn't have the same thing where you can pick up and play. It's a powerful home console. If you want to play on the go, you still have the Switch. We're not going to abandon that, right? It's successful. The Switch is successful. We know it's successful. Here's this other thing.
So let me ask you this: with that
just-
concept in mind, would you be able to play Switch games on this new console?
Potentially. I mean, if you don't have to pick it up and go with it, you would have a lot more real estate to work with. So I don't see why not.
So the idea here is just Nintendo making an old-fashioned console.
Yep. So that's
Just a regular old-fashioned console.
Yeah. Again,
Just
I
the
don't
Switch,
think
but
that that's gonna happen.
sedimentary.
But what if?
That would be interesting. I don't
That'd
even
be
know
weird.
how I'd
It's not
react to that, honestly.
Yeah.
Hey,
Same.
We, Nintendo, who spent the last, I don't know, couple of decades just focusing hard on
mobile.
innovation,
Yeah.
specifically innovation, have decided to make just a regular old-fashioned console.
Yeah, you have the Nintendo Switch and then the Nintendo Stay.
I hate you.
Stupid.
I actually
Sam,
hate you.
Sam,
I actually hate you. I actually hate you for that.
And to
I'm
round
just
things out.
excited. Nintendo excite me with all of their random bullshit and their interesting decisions. It just and the greatness that comes out of them at the same time.
Facts,
Just-
right?
It's like in the same breath, you're like, that's weird, but also.
Take my money.
They excite me. They've been taking risks since I can remember.
1981.
So, right.
That part.
It's not hard to
Uh.
do when you're just in your own fucking lane.
Right? For real.
Honestly.
In their own lane entirely. No one to compete. Except for maybe Steam Deck now. And its affiliates.
Yeah.
Even that is.
Yeah, even that's still not Nintendo.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. And so, lastly, just to round things out, Activision to pay $23.4 million for patent infringement. So
I did read up
We
on
might
that
as
a
well just
little
have
bit.
an Activision podcast at this point, bro. These fools' name is in our mouth so often.
Bro. So, from GameIndustry.biz, from Jeffrey Rousseau, a jury has ruled Activision Blizzard to pay tech incubator Acceleration Bay $23.4 million for patent infringement. As reported by Law.com, the May 3rd ruling comes after the incubator began its legal action back in 2015. The case
Damn.
filed in the U.S. District Court for the District of Delaware claimed the patents for networking and broadcasting were used in Activision's multiplayer title.
It took 9 years.
The publisher owes Acceleration Bay $18 million in copyright infringement for World of Warcraft and $5.4 million for 2 Call of Duty titles. Jurors were asked 2 questions to reach a verdict. Among them, did Acceleration Bay prove by the preponderance, I haven't seen that word before, legal words,
Yeah, preponderance
Thank
of
you,
the
Justin.
evidence. Yeah, you're welcome.
of evidence of Activision's products as identified lower infringe one or more claims in the following asserted patents. In response to the question, the jury was then asked after the verdict to reasonably compensate Acceleration Bay for Activision's infringement and asserted patents. While the case against Activision Blizzard has been decided in favor of the tech incubator, it has also filed similar patent infringement suits against EA, Take-Two, and Amazon Web Services. In response to the ruling, Activision Blizzard said, while we are disappointed, we believe there is a strong basis for appeal. We have never used the patented technologies at issue in our games. So, yeah. And maybe that's another thing Microsoft's looking at. Be like, there's another couple million that we just that's
Blizzard.
technically in our wheelhouse now. So,
Yep.
Activision. So yeah, money. And that's all I wanted to. I just wanted to bring that up. But besides that, gentlemen, any other tings?
I do want to say the crossover of talking about one podcast on the other show, or one content on the other show. It works both ways because I caught myself talking about video games on the Super Kickback, and I was like, "Well, wow, I guess it just bleeds into one another. It happens, right?"
When you're talking about wrestling, you reference gaming. When you talk about gaming, you reference
Exactly.
wrestling.
That's exactly what happened, and it's because the two are so married. I can't even say just the two. It's wrestling, gaming, and anime are all married in my brain.
That's fair.
Because storylines be playing out the same, dog. Like, it is what it is. And you watch enough of all of this, you start noticing similarities all over the place. So, and me, I'm always drawing comparisons from one thing to another to explain my point. And those are things that I could easily draw from to explain something. So it's like,
Yes, sir.
these concepts work across the field. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Likes it. Bet. All right, gentlemen, then we will call this an episode. Thank you, everybody out there
sir.
live who's here with us today. We appreciate you. Thank you, everybody,
yeah.
for listening out there on those podcast services. Thank you. Remember, you can
babe.
follow
Appreciate
us
ya.
anywhere at Rusty Rupees or Rusty Rupees with 2 Y's on Twitter, because Twitter's some who's.
That
You can follow me anywhere at XX Justin,
Real Ninja 23.
Deontay,
13 cross, spell it out. Don't be lazy.
and Cameron.
Fly Richie, IENOY, hashtag Indie Watch.
Appreciate everybody out there, and until next time, stay rusty. Okay, bye.
Okay, boy.
Beticus.
My audio was low, but I did not change it during the podcast, so you could change it in one big move.
Nope.
Veticus Maximus.
Bet. Good stuff, everybody. Thank you, everybody out there in chat. We appreciate y'all's.
Go say hi to your moms.
Also,
yes.
was that a bot that popped in?
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like follow and then bot, and there was 2 of them. Thank you,
There's
Seth,
2
for
of 'em?
taking rid of the second one. Yes, appreciate it.
Appreciate you, sir.
I zapped the first one.
Yes.
I started doing something, so I can.
What episode is this?
Every fucking
Every
No,
time,
but
dog.
this time it doesn't say.
It does.
It does.
Thing.
It
just says
does.
Rusty Rupees for
It
me.
does not.
Oh, 179. I
There you go.
It does not.
Darren said that's so interesting. He was like, "It does not." Like,
I'm just like, I'm staring at it. Let's see, my bad.
I was wrong.
You're,
Yeah, so shout out to
Alright,
everybody for Mother's Day.
yep.
Yeah.
Hope
I'ma
everybody
go
has
listen to
good
Meet the
Mother's
Grams
Day.
on repeat. Dear Sandra. Oh shit!
No,
Happy
man.
Mother's Day.
Right? Oh no. No, nobody's really streaming like that. So we just gonna go ahead and call this old streamy stream. Where my chocolates at then? Listen here. Love you, Rose.
Happy Mother's Day, Rose.
You're a happy Mother's Day, Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.
But all right,
There we go.
everybody. Hope everybody has a good rest of their Sunday. Catch y'all tomorrow. Mario Kart.
Mario
I believe?
Kart.
Yeah.
Mario Kart.
Make sure we
what
get
what is
Taco
everybody
Bob.
streaming this week?
Finding the adventure show.
Yes. I'm gonna
Same.
still be
What the
on
fuck was that?
Spookies. Same thing.
It's probably gonna be one boss fight and then done, but
Finding the adventure.
Final Fantasy,
Rebirth.
Thirsty Shooters. You still playing Spookies?
Yeah.
Rebirth.
No maintenance on Tekken, right?
No maintenance
I
on
hope
Tekken.
not. That's-
Cool. I might still do Helldivers, or I might do
Oh, yeah, my sister's at the door.
WWE.
Oh, bet. All right, brother.
Or I might split the stream. I
Johnny.
might do both. We'll see.
For sure. But all right, y'all. Well, yeah, we just gonna call it. Have a good
Yep.
one, everybody. Okay, bye.
Okay, Johnny, bye.